What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to episode 7 of the Streamer Zone podcast. Today we're going to be going over our Escape from Tarkov money runs, budget runs, and also our map choices.
Yep. So if you guys do like the video, make sure you hit that thumbs up button, hit that subscribe button, turn the notifications on so you know when we post a video for you guys. After that, let's get right into it. Robbie, what are your budget runs? How you do make the most money?
A lot of it is really depending on map choice and also how many people we're playing with. If I'm going to play a solo run, wood seems like the safest route for me, but it's also something I can go in solo with just a pistol, a backpack, and a rig, tactical rig. Yeah. And I can kind of avoid and maneuver through that map without running into those bottlenecked areas with high player count. Now, playing with other people, well, typically there's not enough loot at woods itself, so we'll typically go to shoreline. We'll get into that later in the podcast. But pistols, I run the FN.7 with SP5 ammo, I think it is. One of the higher end ammos for the FN.7. Yeah. And I think it's SP193s. I think that's it.
I think you're right. Let us know in the comments below. I'm sure you guys know.
Yep. And so I like to bring in pistols. I am also making a lot more money in the game, so I'm able to bring in a little bit better guns for a budget gun, as you would call. I mean, my budget gun now is a somewhat built AK-74M. Yep. And it's all about the gear you bring in. So if you bring in a tea bag, a small backpack, you're only going to be able to bring out so much stuff in that little backpack, where the backpack is almost just as important as the weapon that you bring into the raid. My typical money runs preferably have no shooting at all. I mean, if I don't have to shoot, I won't shoot. I'll run away and go hide somewhere. I'll avoid whoever I'm looking for, and I'll continue to go and make some money.
Yeah, I know it's not fun, it's the boring way to play, whatever, but the fact is the easiest way to make money in Escape from Tarkov is to avoid fights and loot. Yes, you can look for PvP 24/7, go after the fully kitted guys, but odds are you're gonna lose a lot of fights. Every fight you lose as a PMC, you're losing money down the drain. So even if you come out the next one good, you're still not making the full potential of money because you're just recouping what you lost in the last one. So yeah, you can go in fully kitted, decked out gun, armor, helmet, rig, all that, best backpack. But to making the most money, like when we play, we average at least 100 to 150k minimum every time.
Roughly
upwards 100. To
I was just going to say roughly 125,000.
Yeah, there you go. Upwards to 175. A cheap money run is 200. So for me, I have two money runs. A pistol, which at that point, bring whatever pistol you want, whatever you can afford. Pistols are pretty much kill the scavs. 9 times out of 10, if you come up against a PMC, you're going to lose. So try to avoid the PMCs. The pistols are there for when the scavs aggro to you. Then you can take their gun. Normally they have like an AK or Hunter or something like that. And now you're upgraded. So pistol, duffel, most of the time that's it. I won't bring a rig or a helmet or an armor. That's it. Yeah, duffel's a bit small, but it's all about working your way up. And then, like Robbie said, my AK is my budget build, AK-74M. It's about 80k total, gun and build. Not bad. It does me well, and I'm up to 5.3 million now.
I was just gonna say, I know you're just over 5 mil.
Yeah. So it does work. It may not be the most fun thing to do right now, but if you're trying to stack that cash and fill up your stash with loot and all that, it's 100% the way to do it.
And especially bringing in a pistol, I kind of just use that as more self defense.
Exactly.
Even if you see a scav and he's got a Taz or something that you don't even want to use or anything like that, and you know that that area is full of scavs, high populated population of scavs, like that might not be the best thing is to use that pistol, shoot one scav in the head, and then have 5 other scavs aggro to you. So you just always got to be playing it smart and kind of watching your surroundings. Um, the pistol is for me just more self defense. Like I said, I avoid all conflicts whenever I am playing, doing money runs, things like that, and it just helps me stay down and like just focus on making money and finding the stuff and then getting out in the safe way possible. Now, if I'm on running a pistol on shoreline, let's say, I'm not going to take that pistol and spawn in and go straight up to the health resort. Like that's exactly where all the people are. That's where all the money is. But there's also a high amount of money and loot items over in the village and the swamp. The swamp typically has a lot more health things, I've noticed. But I mean, my
Yeah.
last run I did right before this podcast, I went in with just a budget AK and a scav backpack and the biggest tactical rig I could have. And I made what 318,000, three hundred sixteen
Yep.
thousand rubles.
Yep.
And I only shot 12 bullets at one scav that came into the village, into the building that I was in. I didn't even know scavs could go into the gas station, but it happened.
There he was.
And I shot 12 bullets on that one scav and continued to loot, and that was all I had to do. So even bringing in
Yeah.
an AK, I just use that typically as self-defense.
Yeah, and the other thing to know is map knowledge. Like Robbie just said, going to Shoreline, the number one spot is the Cinema Health Resort, whatever everyone wants to call it. It seems like everybody has a different name for that. The big building where you need all the key codes to get into, all the good stuff is. Knowing everybody goes to that right off spawn. That's the
Yep.
hot ticket item. So if everyone's swarming to that building, you have the whole rest of the map to yourself. You and the scavs.
Yep.
And there's hundreds of thousands of dollars of loot around. If you go into the building near Pier Boat, I found, just the other day, I found a key code to labs, a GP coin, like the saves are always full of money, or statues or figurines. I found them all in there. It's just map knowledge and being smart about it. Of course, everyone wants to run around like it's Call of Duty, just sprint to the map and guns are blazing. And that's fine. We do that sometimes too. But to build your bank to be able to afford to do that, to where it doesn't matter if you die, is make the money by avoiding people. Then if you're feeling frisky and you want to go for the PvP and get better at the game that way, you can. Also, running the pistols is a great way to learn maps with no risk. Because scav runs you can do, but that only works for, you gotta wait 20 minutes for the countdown. So what we determined was grabbing pistols is like a second scav run. So if you're new to a map, new to the game, grab a pistol, run in there, guns blazing, run the map. You'll find where the extracts are, all that. And if you die, who cares? It's a pistol.
Yep.
It's the cheapest way to do it outside of doing a scav run.
It is. Also, if you guys are trying to learn the maps, a good thing is doing offline mode. If you're playing by yourself, you can't do offline mode with other people, but that is another great way where you can just kind of run around, learn the maps, and also get more kills. The reason he was talking about doing pistol runs is because on offline mode, there is a percentage of less loot that spawns. So you will notice on a typical actual online game, there's a lot more loot that spawns in each spot, where you might go on offline mode and check 5 of the same crates 5 times in a row, and then it'll all be empty, but every online game you go to has stuff in there. So you do have to kind of keep that into account, because on offline mode there is a lot less items that spawn in the map itself.
Yeah. And like Robbie just said, offline mode is great, especially for the first time going to a new map. If you're not playing with someone who's been there before or anything, go there. You can even turn the scavs off if you don't want to shoot. You just want to learn the map. Just go find the extract points. Go into that 3-4 times. Find all the extract points. That way, when you go into a scav run or a PMC, if things get hairy and you're starting to get shot at, you know exactly where you need to be going in the right direction. Again, without any risk. That way, when you're in the scav or PMC, when you got backpacks and rigs full of gear, you know exactly what to do. A non-panic situation, you make it out more times than you don't. It's all about strategy.
And also another thing with the whole money runs and everything, Cranjus has a really good point of setting a cap on how low you're willing to spend to stay above that certain amount. Like right now for both of us, it's around 2 million rubles. And so anything more than that, I can use to buy better equipment to bring into raids and things like that. Once I start getting down to that 2 million, I got to start using my own stuff, my own guns, all that. I can't be buying things because I want to keep my bank over 2 million in my stash. So that's also going to help keep that buffer in case you get a whole night where you die at 5 out of 5 times in raids and you lose 500,000 rubles in equipment. It's okay because you still have that cap of 2 million rubles like we have.
Exactly. It's just like you said. It's when you are making money consistently and you're building your bank, you think, oh, well, I'm going to start bringing in guns, the best helmets, the best armor, just the best of the best. I'm going guns out. I'm going to look for the fights, which is all fine. But there are going to be nights where you win, and there's going to be times where you lose a lot, and then you just plummet down. And keeping that cap prevents anything horribly bad from happening as far as losing everything, all guns, all inventory, all money, and then you have to spend so much time doing scav runs to build up enough to enjoy the game again. This way, no matter how bad of a night you have, tomorrow you can still come back and enjoy the game and still be able to get whatever you need. Ammo, mags, insurance on your weapons, anything like that. So always set a cap of what you're willing to lose and then have fun with the rest.
And I've been so broke in the game before setting that cap with Cran just telling me about that I went into a raid with a pistol and I couldn't even afford to insure it. And I believe if I remember right, I died and I lost my pistol.
Yep, back to scav runs. And I think at that time I had like 2.5 million. And we started around the same time. So I was like, not going guns ho here, not going balls out, prevents you from having to not be able to insure a pistol, anything like that. Just, again, more strategy, something to think about to where, honestly, so you don't get bored of the game. If you're only doing scav runs and you can only do once every 20 minutes, and you're not going to wait 5 hours waiting 20 minutes at a time to get into a game, plus then queue time. So you have to be able to do a PMC in between scav runs. So if you're light on cash or trying to make money, go in with a pistol or a shotgun, something like that, as you're waiting. So having the cap just allows you to do that a bit better.
And speaking about insurance, I just want to let you guys know, if you guys do not already know, do not waste your money on any insurance on the map Labs. So the Labs map, no matter what happens, if you insure your weapons, your gear, all that stuff, you're not getting it back no matter what. There is no insurance for the map Labs.
Really?
Yep.
See, I did not know that.
Yep. So if you guys are playing Labs or you guys want to try it out, don't even waste your money. You're going to bring your best equipment in because that is where
it's
the
Labs.
top-notch people go for the top-notch gear. It's high risk, extremely high reward if you can make it out. But I did want to let you guys know, if you guys are planning on doing that or have already done that and wondered why you didn't get any of your equipment back, your guns, things like that, maybe no one else took it, but you're not getting it back from insurance.
Does it let you insure it?
It
at
will.
The starting screen?
It will. Same with... It's the same with any other map. If you want to insure if you're in the insurance screen and you want to insure your alpha container, they'll sell you insurance for it. Doesn't make any point. But,
No, I don't know why.
But they will sell you insurance for your alpha container, your gamma container, kappa, all that stuff, epsilon, all of that stuff. So
they always keep you thinking. They try to test you every time they can, keeping you on your toes.
Because most people who go into labs bring 2 beefed up guns. I mean, so they're not going to have room to take your shitty AK or your 8R, things like that. So you're thinking, oh, well, if I bring these crappy guns in, they're not going to take them and I'll get them back at least. No.
Yep.
You're not getting them back.
No.
Sorry. As well as all of your ammo and any health supplies. So like bandages, AI2s, grizzlies, anything like that, you cannot insure in any map, and you're not going to get any of it back ever. Yeah. So just be careful about that.
Yeah, which is another reason why our budget guns are AK-74Ms, and I'm starting to use an 8R fully customized. Both weapons are under or just at 100k, depending on what you put on it, which is not too bad. And 9 times out of 10, if you do die, players don't normally pick those guns up. If they come in fully kitted, they're going to have 1, if not 2 guns better than that. So there's still a pretty good chance you're going to get those guns back. Versus if you bring in a decked out M4A1, that's gone. 100%, they're going to take that gun over whatever they have.
Yeah,
if you have an MP7, yeah, they're going to take it, put it in the backpack, knowing the value. But AK or an 8R, you may get back.
Yep. And a lot of times, too, even if you have ammo in your magazines and you insure the magazine, in the screen it looks like you insured your ammo with that magazine, but when you get it back from insurance, it will be empty.
Yeah, ammo don't come back.
So you do have to kind of watch out what you bring, what you're able to lose. It's kind of like gambling. You're not going to go to Vegas with $20,000 in your bank account and realize you can spend all $20,000 at Vegas and lose it. You got to set a limit before you go in and say, okay, what am I willing to throw away right now? And then take that number and still have an overhead where you can live and things like that, and take that extra that you're willing to lose and throw away right then and there. And that's what you use to do your gambling and things like that. So if you lose it, you're not losing your house, you're not losing your family, your kids, whatever it comes down to.
Yep.
And so
also, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, just having that cap is really going to help you guys stay above that. So, like, if you guys are bringing, let's say, a budget pistol and you lost 5 pistols for 100,000, I think a TT's right around 20 to 22,000 for
I think a TT's like 7K from the trader.
Okay, so it might be even cheaper. So if you, let's say you lose 100,000 in pistols, like, and you're right at that cap, maybe it's time to do a couple of boring scav runs. And by boring, I mean you're going to run around the edge of the map to find your centralized location where you like to loot. So if you like to go, let's say Shoreline, just because it's a fantastic example. If you like to go near the docks, in that building right there at the docks, at the pier boat and things like that, you can definitely do that. And you just got to be willing to know what you're willing to lose. So if you're at that cap, maybe it's better to do a scav run and go there so you're not throwing extra money away. And
the other thing is, pay attention what you spawn with. As soon as you spawn in the game as a scav run, check your guy. If he spawns with a helmet, an armor, a rig, anything, or an extremely good gun, just walk straight to extract. Take the walkthrough and look how much stuff you just got by avoiding contact, playing it smart. Don't even waste your time looting. Just get out if you have something worth keeping.
Or
then wait your time, go back in.
Yep, or if you spawn in with what do you have, a brass cat or something like that?
Yeah, I spawned in with a cat.
I spawned in last week, actually over the weekend, with a Labs Access keycard. That sells on the market right now for 160,000 rubles.
Yeah.
I mean,
if you have that, just get out. Don't waste your time trying to get more. Don't get greedy. Just be safe. Take your money.
Getting greedy, that's a big thing. That is like my number one golden rule for Escape from Tarkov is anytime you think you have enough but you want more, it's not worth it. You can always leave, extract, and come back.
Yep.
It's just one of those things.
Countless streamers, name them, Summit, Shroud, Gold Glove, Dr. Lupo, just any of them. They are playing. They got fully decked out. They got backpacks full, rigs, got a second gun on them. They get greedy. They want more. Well, if I get rid of these few things, I can make space and go get some more. They always end up dying, and they're pissed off because of it. Just
Big thing.
fill it up. Be happy with that 100 to 150K. Move on to the next one. Come back in. Do it again. If you can get 2 runs for 150K each versus 1 run for 300K with a lot more risk that you may or may not make it out of, I'll take the 2 runs.
Absolutely. Especially if you make it out. You could just bring those same guns back into the next PMC raid, and you're in the same situation as you were before. Maybe you have to run across the map again, but you're in that same situation.
Yep. Same thing. You didn't pay for the guns. You brought them in off from the scav run. It's still not that much of a risk.
Every raid has the same opportunity to make a lot of money.
Yeah.
And
that goes back to also keeping your cap. Because one thing I've noticed is when you do die fully decked out, that pisses you off. I don't care if you're the calmest guy in the world or you are straight XQC smashing his keyboard, kicking his desk. If you go in fully kitted and you die, you are pissed. You're slamming your desk. You don't want to go back in. You're pissed. But if you have your cap that you set yourself at and you're well above that and you die, I died yesterday when we were playing. I had my ADA kitted. I had helmet, armor, rig, all that. I went in pretty decked out. I'd end up dying, but I wasn't that upset because I had a lot of money in the bank, cleared up inventory space, and I get to build more guns.
Also, if you want to explain the story on how you died? Little grenade action?
No. So, actually, you know what? I will explain because I get to throw you under the bus, too. It started...
Oh, shit. Wait, we don't got to explain this. No.
Exactly. No, he started this. We were at Shoreline. We were at... What is that bunker called with the tanks outside?
It's over by... It's just east of the
right
drone.
Behind the cinema?
Yeah, it's north of the health resort cinema, whatever you guys call it, east of the drone. So, like, right in there, over by the little bridge, there's a little bunker right there with a tank. Right over there.
Yeah. Yep. So we came in. I had my ADA. What weapon did you have? AK?
I had a somewhat built AK.
Somewhat built AK. A budget one. Nothing fancy. Not like top notch at all. This player came walking from the building, crossing the street. So we saw him. We walked up to him.
Fully kitted. He was fully
kitted. Decked out. 100%. Maxed out. Like top helmet, top armor, top everything. Kitted. We say, he's fully kitted. We're not. What do we do? First conversation starts, let him pass. I'm like, as he's walking in front of my scope, I had like a window this big in between the end of the bunker and a bush. He was walking through it. I lined it up on to start one-shotting his head. What do you want me to do? He's fully kitted. Let him pass. As soon as he passes out of my sight, gets into lobby sight, I hear, I'm gonna go for him. I'm like, I don't have a sight. Boom, 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 boom. I'm like, I don't see him. He whips that shit around so fast, takes him out instantly.
I didn't even know what happened. I didn't even know.
It was a shroud flick. He went, flicked it on him, took him out instantly. I'm like, I couldn't even find out where he went before he died. Then, I see him. I get a couple shots into him. He hits me a few times, but I don't die because I'm good. I get away. I heal up a little bit. He runs up the hill. I'm looking for him. I get a few pap shots on him. I think I hit him in his helmet. But then he like runs away. And then I'm starting to move. I start walking. I hear a shot towards me. Missed. I turn around to run. And once you know, ba-ding, 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 2 grenades land at my feet.
You probably kicked one.
I think I kicked one. It may have landed in my pocket. I'm not sure. That was the best Kobe grenade you have ever seen. I think I went into a million pieces.
Did you ever figure out where that was? Like, where that hit? He probably threw it from far away.
He definitely threw it from far away. I think he just full powered, chucked it with everything he had. That's what I said. I wasn't even mad. Those two, he did it twice. Those two grenades landed so perfect. I was laughing at the end of it. I wanted to shake that man's hand.
It was crazy.
Who taught you how to throw a grenade?
Yep, teach us.
Yeah. But
Teach
you can't
us.
get pissed off at that kind of thing. If he's going to land that nice of a grenade, all you can do is laugh at it and enjoy what just happened.
Yep.
It is what it is.
It was a
The
crazy experience.
The whole thing was not very well planned. Definitely some miscommunication between the two of us.
Absolutely.
We probably could have had him easily 2-on-1. We should have had him.
Well, and that's
Didn't
why
work out that way.
That's why I was starting to think we should go after him. I'm like, dude, he's fully kitted, yeah, and we're not. But there's two
Yeah.
of us. Like we knew he was solo. We knew he was alone. Like, I think if we both would have coordinated better, we could have killed him, took his stuff, and then went straight to extract.
Yeah,
it was just
because
another-
he didn't see me, so I could have popped some shots into his head easily. But I got the let him pass call, and then as soon as he went out of my sight, I'm going to hit him.
I put some decent shots into him, but obviously
It took me
didn't
so long to
work.
find him.
It did, but it was cool.
So the next key of communication in Tarkov is just that, communication. If you're
Yep.
playing with a teammate, playing with a buddy, make sure you guys got somewhat decent call out to what's happening. If you guys don't communicate, one, you're going to shoot each other, which is always funny, which he did to me.
Mm-hmm.
Two, you can team and coordinate, knocking out opponents, getting their stuff so much better.
Also, if you guys want to
Communicate.
see that clip of me shooting Cranjas, go check out our Best of January podcast. Last
Right at the
video we
beginning,
posted.
can't miss it.
It was good. I
It
still feel
still
bad,
makes me laugh. Yep,
but
still funny.
I domed you though. I got the shots on
Oh,
target.
if you go watch that clip, it was just like the grenade. It was one of the best shots I've ever seen.
but
Was it a no scope?
no, I was scoped in.
You were scoped in.
And-
Okay, at least he was scoped in, but he domed me.
Yeah, it was really good. Also, one
100%.
last thing we want to talk about is map choice on Tarkov. That plays a huge role in making money and
It does.
just getting your loot runs done efficiently and without problems. That's a big thing. So, the servers itself, if you know it's a weekday in Europe and you want to play and you know it's 2 o'clock in the morning in Europe on a weekday, it's probably a good idea to switch over to those servers if your ping is under 150. That's another thing I've realized is servers do make a huge difference. If you want to go in for all the crazy PvP action, I don't know what PMP is,
PMP.
but I was thinking of TNT maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, just
All
a whole
the
bunch
crazy
of different
shit.
things.
If you want to go in for all the PvP, go on the US servers or wherever you guys are. Go on the most popular servers. That's where it's all going to be. If you guys are trying to stay out of danger, stay out of the fights and avoid all that conflict, go on some of the other servers. If you know it's, like I said, noon or midnight, 2 in the morning in London or something, I'd say go check that out. If it's a weekday, there's no one going to be on. Server's going to be dead, and you'll be able to get in, make some money really quickly.
Yep. And also, one of the other thing you need to think of, and I've actually tested this theory, and it's 100% true, is you have to watch what maps the biggest streamers are playing at the moment. Summit, Shroud, Dr. Lupo, Dr. Disrespect, any of the top streamers, whatever map they're currently on is getting flooded by people trying to stream snipe them. I was playing Escape from Tarkov one day offline, messing around, building guns, and I had Summit up. He was at Interchange. So I said, you know what? I'm going to test this. Went into Shoreline at the daytime hour. There was, I think, 5 people on the server list. The next map, Summit was queuing in Interchange. Oh, no, Shoreline. He said, I'm going to do a Shoreline one. Went over, checked the servers. That list went so far, I couldn't believe it. It just shows that whenever a big streamer is going to that map, everybody and their mother is trying to get in that map. So that's why I tend to stay away from Interchange, Reserve, Labs, because that's where all the top guys play.
Customs.
And they're bringing all the stream customs, and they're bringing all those people with them that are trying to do that. And we started on Woods, but then I graduated and moved up and went to Shoreline. And the only one that I've seen that actually enjoys Shoreline is Summit. So if just kind of watch if if he's in interchange, look at the queues, and if you see him in shoreline, just check the queues. You'll see an amazing difference. It's insane. So avoid where the top streamers are playing. You'll make a lot more money and be a lot safer that way.
Yeah, and I just want to throw out like Customs is a really fun map. There are some bottlenecks right now, like right in front of the gas station on that main road as you go by. Everyone has to go through that area to make it to the other side of the map. So Customs is one I would try to stay away from. Labs, unless you're a PvP god and you are going in full kitted with 3 of your other buddies or something, Labs is probably one to stay away from. It is high risk, extreme high reward if you can make it out, but the chances are a lot higher, of course. Yep. So Labs, Custom, Interchange, and that's Reserve. Really in Reserve. Reserve is another big one for high PvP, bring in best guns type of stuff.
Yeah, basically just that. Interchange, Customs, Reserve.
Labs.
I'm missing one. Labs. Fully decked out to the max or don't go there. Is basically... And it's how that basically works.
It just seems like it. I know they talked about in the EFT podcast with Nikita talking about making that map bigger and opening up that middle space from construction to ZB1012. That'll make the bottlenecks and things go a lot smoother, and a lot of people will more enjoy the map because they're not getting killed every time they go past the gas station.
Yeah.
And especially if Scav Boss spawns at the gas station, like, he's going to take out every single person who goes by it.
Yeah, you're looking for an insane fight no matter what. Also, what's going on with these new scavs going after hatchlings? Let's talk about that in a little bit.
Yeah, so I have heard and seen personally the new scavs are aggroing and they're targeting and with the tagged and cursed, as you guys have seen in offline mode, where right when you spawn in, they know exactly where you are and they run straight to you and aggro to you no matter where you are in the map. Only if you have a hatchet or a melee weapon. So if you spawn in with any sort of gun, a body armor, a tactical rig, or a backpack or a vest, they will not aggro to you. But if you literally go in there with a crowbar or a hatchet and that's it, they will aggro to you. It even goes for hats, sunglasses, armbands, things like that. You will notice immediately, and I don't know if they physically or officially announced it, but it is in fact now going on where scavs will aggro to you unless you bring in one of the big items like any sort of gun, a backpack, a tactical rig, a helmet, and a body armor. Anything else, if you guys do not bring any of those big items in, the scavs will instantly all like work together and run straight to you and straight up shoot you. They know exactly where you are and they're all just going to aggro straight to you from the beginning. So that is something
have to be seen.
Yeah,
they just know.
If you guys do want to avoid that and you guys are hatchling runners, at least bring a pistol. Just bring something in so that the scavs are not straight up aggroing to you straight off the beginning. It's just kind of frustrating when every scav in, let's say factory, for an example, you're spawned in solo, there's 4 or 5 other people in the map, and every scav in the game is running directly to you. Okay, cool. Yep. You might be able to farm some scavs right off the bat. That's cool. Until all those players hear all those shots. And then they know exactly where you are, what's going on. They know that you're a hatchling.
Yeah, even that. Like, what are the odds of you actually being able to kill a scav, take his gun, before the rest of the scavs get to you? Like, you're just asking for it.
Very, very slim, so...
Yeah, but I actually like that. That's how I think it should be, to limit the hatchling ones. To me, and if bringing a helmet defuses that, or an armor or something, I think the only thing that should disable the tagged and cursed is one of the 3 weapon slots filled. If you have any of the 3 pistol or one of the 2 guns, you're good. If all 3 of those are empty, I feel like you should be tagged and cursed no matter what else you have with you.
Yeah.
You have to have some kind of a weapon, otherwise you're tagged and cursed. I think that would be the way to do it, to try to limit that as best as possible.
Well, yeah, because let's say you spawn in a factory solo and there's 5 hatchlings running around, and you
Yep.
kill all 5 and you waste a couple thousand rubles in ammo. You're gonna loot them and realize they had nothing. You can't
Yep.
take
And then
anything from them besides a dog tag.
yeah, so you
Like,
can't even take the hatchling.
yeah, so like it's just the way it is. I think they should force you to bring some sort of gun into the raid, and I think that will kind of allow some incentives. So if you do kill a hatchling or a pistoler or whatever they would call them,
At the very
pistoling.
least, you get something.
Yep, if you kill a
Pistol whipper.
pistol whipper, pistoling, whatever they call it, at least that person has something they can take from you. I think that is
Yep.
fair. I think that's how it should be. And obviously, I know Nikita's not going to be watching this podcast that I'm aware of, but I think it would be really cool if they would have add that in.
Yep, I agree. Like I say, the game is in a touchy spot because of how many people are in the servers, but things have to be done to maintain the level of, I guess, level of competition and the level of fun. Like, if you imagine going in fully decked out in a PMC, you kill 5 hatchlings, get 0 loot from it, but then because you shot all them, thinking they were actual players with good stuff, all the scavs in the area spawned on you and you end up dying because of it. All because you were shooting hatchlings or you can't take anything from. That's gonna piss so many people off. It's not even gonna be funny. And the game's gonna plummet if they let stupid things like that in.
Yep.
So they gotta try to maintain a level of expectation for the players.
Also, one big thing, I have the standard edition of the game right now, and I've been doing a lot of research on not so much the Left Behind edition, but the Edge of Darkness. I would love to hear any comments from you guys down the road in the comment section down below on what do you guys have? Do you guys have the standard edition? Have you guys upgraded to the EOD, the Edge of Darkness edition? It's $140, but I'm just curious if you guys have that. If you guys are wanting to upgrade as well, I just kind of want to hear some feedback in the comment section below on, and that would really help me make the decision on, do I upgrade from the standard edition to the Edge of Darkness and spend another $100? I don't know. So that's
Yeah,
something I
same.
would really like to hear and hear from all you guys. Also, if you guys have any other comments down below, please leave them. I would love to hear anything about hatchling runs, anything like that. If you've heard of anything more about those scavs aggroing, if you don't bring any items in, we would probably love to hear all of that, which would be really cool.
Yeah, let me know you guys' map choice. How do you guys make your money? What are
Yeah.
your budget runs? Because I'm always looking to see what other budget guns are out there that do work.
I know a lot of people. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, what maps do you go to? What are your most successful guns and map combos? And what's your average run, money wise? Are you guys
Absolutely.
making 150K per run? Are you making more than that? Or less than that? Let us know. I'd love to hear it.
Absolutely. Also, I know a lot of people go factory for loot runs. That's something
Yeah.
I've never done. I can't do it. I die every time.
Yeah,
But
that's
it is,
we're not there yet.
it is something that a lot of people are doing. So if you guys are running factory and you guys are making a bunch of money, let us know. We'd love to hear it. And
Always
that's
down to make more money.
absolutely. That's all we got for you guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the podcast for episode 7. If you
Yeah.
guys have not seen the Best of January podcast, check that out. Links will be down in the description. We really appreciate you guys. Thanks for hanging out and have a good one.
Ta-ta.